Wanted to take a moment to welcome you all to the May's issue of Sister to Sister magazine. You know, every month we have a cover story, and this month our cover story is going to feature Sister Leanna Spank. So welcome.
Hello, everyone.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
So let's see. I'm a mom of 6. I have 8 adopted children as well. I'm currently in school. I enjoy the Lord. And I just enjoy being me and being happy.
Very nice, very nice. I love it. So, as you all know, every month we have a different topic, a different issue that we broach, and March's was damaged and discipled, and then April's was diagnosed and discipled, right? And so this month we're going to be talking about devastated and discipled, and essentially we've all been there. You know, we've all had something that happened in our lives that just utterly devastated us. And so we're going to be talking about devastated and disciple, being a disciple of Christ. So when you hear the word discipled, what does that mean for you to be a disciple?
Just be a follower of God, to do things according to God's will.
Yep, that's it. That is the nuts and bolts of it, to be a follower of Christ, and like you said, to do his will, to do what he instructs us to do, which can be so hard sometimes when we're dealing with things like devastation, right?
Yes.
And so I know that something happened in your life. It was a major life event that caused you to be somewhat devastated, and with that and in that and through that and post that, you've been able to follow the Lord, to still run for him, to work for him, to get your praise on.
Yes.
So tell us a bit about what happened, your major life event that happened that caused you that amount of devastation.
So it first started when I lost my mom back in 2010. I lost my mom, and she wasn't like a full churchgoer, but she believed in the Lord, and she told me to trust in him, and so forth. And so I lost her. She was like my best friend, my everything.
Wow.
We did everything together. So that's what pushed me toward the Lord. I wouldn't say I was full steadfast, and I just went toward him.
Right.
So years went on, life went on. This past year, I lost my sister. And so in the midst of losing my sister, she was my best friend. She was my everything. So it's like, okay, Leanna, you got to get right. You have to do right. You just got to be right, because you never know. You're here today and gone tomorrow. So that was like my wake-up call. Like, Leanna, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Like, come on. You know what you need to do, so go ahead and do it. It's going to be okay. It's going to be some good days and some bad days, but God got you. And so far, you know, I am blessed.
Yeah,
I am
you
blessed,
are.
and
You're
I am
blessed.
so grateful.
Yeah. That's it's such a major thing, and I love how you said that you just went toward him. Like, you weren't full-fledged, you weren't all the way there, you weren't 100%. But the thing that I have found out is that if you take a step, if you take one little baby step, right?
Yes.
We can think about it in terms of the mustard seed,
Yes,
right? If you've got just a little bit, if you just go toward him, if you just go in that general direction, he will make the difference.
He'll make it.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
He will make all the difference in the world. And so you told us about how you lost your sister. Tell us what happened after that, because you mentioned earlier when I asked you about yourself, you said that you had your own children and then you had some adopted children. So how did that come to be?
So prior to losing my sister, she had went toward the odds and was addicted to drugs. And so with her being addicted to drugs, kids got taken. My mom had health issues at the time, so she wasn't able to care for him according to the state of Michigan. So it was like, I have to try.
Yeah.
So at that point, I became a foster mom. I'm 21 years old, and I went from having 3 kids to having 11 kids.
Wow.
At 21, and I'm saying in my head, like,
Wait, how many at 21?
At 21, I had 11 kids that I was responsible for.
Wow. And how many were adopted?
So I adopted 8 of them.
8.
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
thank you. That's
just so with that, I became a foster mom, and of them because they told me that if I didn't go through the full proceedings, that they were able to split them up.
wow.
And so us being we a tight knit family, we love our family is our family, and
Yeah.
we do what we can for our family. So I'm like, okay, what is it that I need to do so that we don't have this problem? So it went from the court systems, being in and out of my house on a daily basis almost, like, what is this? What is that? So finally I became a licensed foster parent for a group home because of the size. Yeah.
This is at home.
Yes, at home.
Wow.
So I became a licensed foster parent, and then a couple years after that, I was kind of tired of the system, and just because, they my family, like, well, I don't need a system to tell me what to do and what not to do. So we went for the adoption. I ended up adopting them, and now I'm a legal mother of 8 plus 5.
8 plus 5. I love it. Listen, that almost sounds like a book. 8 plus 5. Oh my goodness. I simply, I just marvel at what all you've been able to do and able to accomplish with the help of the Lord, and at a young age. And I'm just so glad that you just keep going toward Him, right?
Yes,
you just
I'm
keep going
yes.
toward Him, getting closer and closer, and deeper and deeper, and it just feels so good to be able to see that. And I know in my heart that that it'll even take place with the children. The more they see you going in that direction, the more they'll be encouraged to do the same thing, because they'll be able to say, you know what? Mom is still living a really good life. Like, she's going toward God, but she's good. Yeah. She's happy. She's not missing anything, because that's the misconception with children. You can't be saved and have fun, right?
And that's not true.
And it's not the case, because, honey, I love my life. I love it. I love it, love it. I would not have it any other way. So I'm glad that that has taken place. So tell us what you've got going on now. Home and job and school and all the things.
I just recently became a homeowner last August, 8/23.
Yes,
something that somebody told me I would never be able to do.
Say that again.
Something somebody told me I will never be able to do.
Say it in the camera.
Something that I was told I would never be able to do.
Wow.
Accomplished.
Wow.
Accomplished.
Wow.
So 8/23, 2021, I became a homeowner. And from there, it just felt like God has just been blessing me over and over again. Currently, I'm in school for my BSN. I work at a nursing home, and I was worried about, like, how am I going to go to school and work full time and take care of my household? God put it on my boss's heart to tell me, okay, well, as long as you come in and do your 40 hours a week, you can work whenever you want to work.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, this is Him opening up doors, because He said, this is what I want for you. And so because I want this for you, and you giving me your time and your strength and your effort, I'm going to show you how I can make this easy for you.
Yeah.
So He's just been doing amazing things, and I've been getting amazing outcomes. So now I'm working for my BSN, and yes, it's just like, yes.
I love it. I'm just reminded, because you're always bubbly, you're always laughing, you're always giggling. People probably would never even understand or even fathom the amount of grief and devastation and setbacks and discouragements that you've had to go through, because you still show up,
Like,
like God's daughter, honey.
like he got me, like, despite of anything and any rocky roads. Like, he never said it wasn't going to be easy.
Yeah.
Like, he just say that once you get into it, as long as you give it to me and you full of flesh in me, that I will help you through that. And that's something that I'm learning to learn. Like, give it to God and he got you. Just give it to him.
I love it.
And so, like, with me learning that it becomes easy. Like, there's no reason for sorrow. There's no reason for a sad face. Yes, we all know we're human and things are sad to us. But then at the same time, you got to say, what will God do? Trust in the Lord.
Yeah.
And he going to get you through it. So that's where my smile come from, because I know that I've been through so much and I know where he brought me from, and to where I'm at right now is just like, wait a minute, wait a minute. That was me?
I love it. I love
So
it. It's
like,
the beauty for ashes for me. Okay?
So it's just so amazing.
I love
so
it. I
amazing.
love it. I was just in a service last night, district fellowship, and the district missionary Dinda Moore, her message dealt with, and let me make sure I get this right, why carry when you can cast? Why carry when you can cast? And as you were sitting here speaking, that's exactly, what I thought about. We all carry so many things, right? So many situations and issues and just all of life. We carry it on our shoulders, and sometimes we're carrying much more than we should be carrying, because we do have a burden bearer, right?
Yes.
We can cast those things on him because he cares for us. And so I'm just glad that, like you said, you're learning to learn that.
I'm learning to
That's
learn
a big
it.
deal. That's a
Yes.
big deal. So I'm going to just ask you a couple more questions. And I thank you for sharing with us today.
No problem.
So these are questions from my handy dandy Right Inspiration card deck. And so
Okay.
these just kind of get your juices flowing.
Okay.
So let me see. Okay, I like this one. If you could have one do-over in life, what would it be?
Waiting to become a mother.
Waiting to become a mother. Why
Waiting
do you
to
say
become-
that?
Because I feel like when I became a mother, although I was 18, I feel like where I'm at today and knowing what I know now, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't ready. It was choosing all the wrong things for what I thought was right at that point in time. So it left me raising kids by myself. It left me doing a lot of things by myself. Had I been developed more, I feel like I would be in a situation where it'd have been more of a two-party thing instead of a one-party thing.
I hear you.
So,
I hear you.
yeah, I think I would have
Yeah.
waited to become a mother. Not that I regret anything I have done, but
Of course.
Because you
Yep.
know, my
Give yourself
kids
a little
are-
more time.
yeah,
That's right. But
yeah.
listen, they are your life.
They
just
my everything.
Just light right up whenever they come waltzing, running, rolling
Oh,
into
there
the
they go.
room. I love it. One other question from the deck.
Okay.
What is the nicest thing that anyone has ever done for you?
I would have to say Pastor buying me and my family something to eat.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's like, honestly, because it's
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Ma'am, don't you do this.
Look.
Oh,
First
that's
lady.
beautiful. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Okay,
so,
so
okay.
to wrap this up, tell me, what advice would you give to a woman who would be, let's say, who would kind of be struggling in the same areas, that you were, but struggling with devastation, going through something that is just completely devastating them right now? What advice would you give to them?
So I would probably tell them stand their grounds, and lean on the Lord.
Yeah.
Like stand their grounds, because we know when we in certain situations, we easy to be knocked down.
Yeah.
So if you can just plant your feet,
Yeah.
stern and firm, and believe in the Lord, you know, some of the things, it makes the things a lot more easy to deal with, to go through, to handle, to be prepared for.
Wow.
So yeah, I tell them stand their ground and lean on the Lord.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, there you have it. There is her story of devastated and discipled, because it's the and for us, because we're
Yes.
going to do both. No matter what comes our way, we're yet going to be discipled. So be sure to pick up your issue of the May's issue, of the Sister to Sister magazine, which is a publication of the New Faith Temple Church of God in Christ, where the pastor is none other than the pastor Dietrich Tupper Sr. All right, until next time, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you.
I love you too.
Don't be having us out here crying either.
Look, First Lady.